Bonjour, buenos dias, good day. My sincere thanks to Tanzania, Mozambique, Botswana, Uganda, and my own country, South Africa, for nominating me for this prestigious position. If elected, it would be a first for Africa and would also meet one of PIARC's objectives of geographical representation. Also, allow me to add my sincere gratitude to all of you who will be participating in the election, and specifically those who will be supporting me to lead this venerable organization. As the world struggles with the changes wrought by the pandemic and grapples with the best way forward, so invariably does PIARC. For the world and PIARC to return to life as we knew it will simply just not be possible, at least not for the foreseeable future. We're entering a period where continuation, renewal and momentum are unavoidable but also desirable. With its history of stellar performance, PIARC must remain an international body, providing a familiar and comfortable space for each of its diverse members. Its ongoing commitment to the highest technical and governance standards must remain. Its drive to find new and sustainable, climate-resilient ways to build roads and enhance connectivity must continue. Its close cooperation with all its members and similar organizations, as well as inclusivity, must not waver. However, as we have all learned to adapt, PIARC must take into account the manner in which it functioned during the pandemic, as this might very well remain part of its way forward. It was forced to function at arm's length, and to some extent this will remain so. I take this opportunity to commend the Secretariat for so capably adapting to new means of contact imposed by the uninvited guest, COVID. The world is more virtual than ever. Some return to direct, hands-on cooperation and guidance where needed is the old reality which will have to be interwoven into the new one. Almost inevitably, the pandemic has meant that active membership has contracted, financial strength of the organization has diminished, and artificial restrictions placed on its work and endeavors. All of this needs direct and urgent attention. We should also realize and make it part of our approach and operations that while road building is a universal, there are differences in how it's done, such as between developed and underdeveloped regions and, of course, countries. It is no coincidence that South Africa's first democratically elected president, Nelson Mandela, often used the symbolism of a road to describe the process of fundamental transformation that he helped to initiate and accelerate in our country. Growing up in a small village in the deep rural parts of the Eastern Cape, he understood and appreciated the catalytic role of road infrastructure to bring communities out of poverty towards a future of opportunity and prospects for development. My vision, should I be elected by the honorable members of this esteemed association, is that we need to reach out and draw people and organizations into our fold, making them feel at home and necessary to the success of the organization. To be strong, it helps to be many, but equally important, the many need to be committed, understand, and respect the diverse cultures of each other, and regard these as strengths rather than hurdles. A dedicated membership with continued participation by the developed country members can most certainly be built on the organizational and technical skills PIARC has developed over many years. This approach by me as president will ensure accessibility on a personal level, a feeling among members that there is an open door and that the distancing enforced by the pandemic does not constitute a void or absence. The world we find ourselves in now calls for a PIARC that remains the leader in issues related to roads, road transportation and road safety. That has adapted to the new different, enforced organizational approach with greater ease of access for members most at need. As you would have seen from my CV, I was the founding CEO of the South African National Roads Agency. It was the first corporatized agency to be established in South Africa with the focused mandate to build a better South Africa through better roads. The agency under my leadership spearheaded innovations in funding roads on the continent, among other innovations. In 1995, the year after the advent of democracy in South Africa, the agency joined the World Road Association and thus became part of an innovative and productive global organization that to this day serves as the primary global body to provide leadership and exchange knowledge on roads and road transport policies. Membership of PIARC proved to have real value for South Africa through the access it provided to the international community and the many opportunities to tap into the accumulated knowledge, experience and best practices implemented by colleagues in member countries across the world. I'd like to believe that as a member country we also contributed to the development and progress of PIARC in promoting PIARC within Africa and beyond. Furthermore, and importantly, we were instrumental in establishing Spanish as an official language of the association. Spanish was used for the first time in the 2003 Congress hosted in Durban, South Africa. Many still recall memorable moments of the 22nd Congress and the performance of the late Johnny Clegg. Owing to my long association with PIARC and my more than 40 years acclaimed engineering experience in the road transport industry, I believe that I am best suited to ensure a modern, relevant and enduring PIARC, navigating through the COVID pandemic and into the future. This is evidenced by being entrusted with the leadership of the Association of National Roads Agencies as President and, more recently, as Chairperson of the Community Access Programme, a program funded by the British government. I humbly ask you, esteemed members of the Council, to place your trust in me and vote for me to be the next President. I have the time to dedicate myself to this task. I thank you for taking the time to view this message and rely on your support. As in the past, I look forward to working with you all as a colleague. Thank you.